Mr. Breland, unfortunately, under these circumstances, this isn't going to be a cordial or friendly discussion. You see, there is a really big problem in the world that I've noticed, and that's that people love the world, Mr. Breland. And usually it's because of the lust of the flesh, or the lust of the eyes, or the pride of this life, which is not of the Father, but is of this world. You know, when a man is being persecuted, it's one thing to try to throw stones at that man when you were never part of his family. But what a man that used to be part of your family, and you know his daughters and his wife and his family, and you pick up stones to destroy him because of your jealousy, it is an abomination under the heavens, Mr. Breland. You see, all you had to do was not say anything, Mr. Breland. All you had to do was stay quiet as the rest of the world ripped their masks off because of a man you used to know. The rest of the world chose poorly, Mr. Breland. And unfortunately, it seems you might be heading down the same path. So I'm going to ask you to apologize to Mr. Wilder's family at this time. What has happened here is a crime against God's children. You see, God's children are the ones that have been oppressed for a very long time. And they come in different colors and on different parts of the world. Here being New Africa, right around Mexico, or across the Atlantic Ocean into a different part. They are all God's children, Mr. Breland. Now, I'm not going to repeat the claims that you have made as of recent, but I will ask you, have you looked at this? I'm not sure why you would say something so foolish as to say a man can't do something he's already done, Mr. Breland. I'm absolutely baffled at that assertion that you have made. And I would ask you, have you seen this? What type of man have you now joined? Have you joined some sort of sycophant blood drinker? Some just disgusting, abominable psychopath that gets glory out of cheating? That licks the blood after he cheats? That punches to the back of his opponent's head? That loads his gloves? That tampers with the padding? That punches through the wrist? We've all seen the photos. There's not a mystery here. The only mystery we have is, why are people so prideful to sell their souls over something so minuscule? Literally, you're being so prideful just to save your pride. How could you do that? How could you do that, Mr. Breland? Really? Right now? Let me just show you one more thing. Did you see that? I've asked many people that are not sports professionals or athletes. I've asked many women. I've asked many children about these photos, and they seem to all understand that it's very clear that there's a glove hanging off a man's hand as he's trying to punch, which it's not a jab. So anybody who continues to say a flick jab, you're obviously demented, or at worst possessed by something not of this world. Now make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, to the family especially. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against the rulers of darkness in high places. Mr. Breland, we have both lost our families and our lives. The difference is, I joined God's family, and you left God's family. And blood always finds its level. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as I one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body, and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.